What if I told you that one of the world's most iconic sedans has quietly evolved into something far more than just a daily driver? The 2026 Honda Civic isn't just another update, it's the rebirth of a legend. For decades, Civic has stood as the gold standard for reliability, balance, and everyday performance. But this time, Honda didn't just play safe. It decided to make the Civic sharper, smarter, and more emotionally engaging than ever. And today, we're diving deep into what makes the 2026 Civic not only a masterpiece in its class, but a genuine rival to cars twice its price. At first glance, you can tell the new Civic means business. The front fascia is completely redesigned. Sleek LED headlights with razor-thin DRLs, a broader blacked-out grille, and aerodynamic vents sculpted into the bumper that don't just look good, they work. Air flows cleanly across the body, reducing drag and increasing fuel efficiency. The stance is lower, the proportions wider, and every curve looks engineered rather than designed. It's not screaming for attention, but it commands it with quiet confidence. In platinum white pearl, it looks elegant and futuristic, a true representation of Honda's new design language. Move along the sides, and you'll notice the character line that flows seamlessly from the headlamps to the taillights. A visual line that connects motion even when the car is standing still. The 18-inch dual-tone alloy wheels add a sporty presence, while the sloping roofline gives it an almost coupe-like silhouette. Around the back, the new LED taillight bar stretches across the trunk, giving a modern signature look that instantly identifies it even in the dark. The whole structure feels tight, solid, and confident. And that's because it's built on Honda's latest reinforced chassis platform, improving rigidity by nearly 22%. Step inside, and the magic continues. The 2026 Civic's cabin feels like it's been handcrafted for the modern driver. Honda didn't go for flashy screens and overcomplicated buttons. Instead, it focused on a balance of elegance, simplicity, and premium touch. The first thing you notice is the all-new honeycomb metal strip running across the dashboard. It's not just aesthetic. It hides the air vents for a clean, uninterrupted look. The 10.2-inch fully digital driver's display is crisp, with customizable layouts showing real-time power flow, navigation, and safety data. In the center sits a new 9-inch floating infotainment system powered by Honda Connect 2.0. Smoother, faster, and now fully compatible with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The touch response feels smartphone-like, and the interface finally matches the refinement of its European rivals. Beneath that, you'll find tactile climate knobs, a nod to traditional ergonomics. The steering wheel is perfectly sized, leather-wrapped, and features a new flat-bottom design that makes even everyday drives feel sporty. But the seats, oh the seats, are where Honda truly nailed it. The 2026 Civic introduces what they call body stabilizing seats, engineered using research from Honda's ergonomic lab. They support the spine naturally, reducing fatigue on long drives. The fabric quality and stitching are excellent in lower trims, while higher variants feature full perforated leather upholstery with contrast red stitching. The rear seats are surprisingly spacious. Civic has always been generous in legroom, but this time, thanks to better packaging, it feels almost mid-size. Pop open the trunk, and you get over 420 liters of space. Enough for a weekend trip or a family haul. And small touches like dual USB-C ports at the back, ambient lighting, and a crystal-clear 12-speaker Bose premium audio system make it clear Honda has officially stepped into luxury territory here. Now let's talk performance, because Civic has always been about the drive. Under the hood, you'll find multiple powertrains depending on region, but globally, the highlight is the new 2.0-liter hybrid eHEV system. It pairs a naturally aspirated petrol engine with two electric motors, one that acts as a generator and another that drives the wheels directly. The combined output? Around 200 horsepower and 232 Nm of torque. But what's impressive is how that power is delivered. The response is instant, linear, and silent. The hybrid system shifts between electric and engine power so smoothly you barely feel it. If you're after performance, there's also the 1.5-liter VTEC turbo option, pushing out 180 horsepower with razor-sharp throttle response and that familiar Honda sound that enthusiasts love. In 0 to 100 km/h comes in just under 7.5 seconds in the turbo, while the hybrid variant manages a strong 7.9. Quick for its class and extremely efficient. Fuel economy? That's where it really shines. The new hybrid can average over 50 miles per gallon. That's roughly 21 kilometers per liter, making it one of the most efficient sedans in the segment. Honda's hybrid technology recovers energy aggressively while braking, and the CVT transmission is tuned to mimic step shifts, eliminating the rubber band feel older CVTs had. On the road, the 2026 Civic feels like a car that reads your mind. The steering is sharp, perfectly weighted and responsive. The suspension is tuned beautifully, soft enough to absorb city bumps, yet firm enough to carve through corners with confidence. The low center of gravity helps it stay planted, even during quick lane changes. At highway speeds, it feels steady, solid and premium. No floating, no vibration, just smooth control. Noise insulation has improved massively. Triple seal doors, acoustic glass, and added soundproofing make the cabin whisper quiet. The ride comfort, steering feedback, and visibility all feel like they've been fine-tuned to perfection. And then there's Honda Sensing 360, an advanced driver assist suite with adaptive cruise control, in lane keep assist, blind spot detection, automatic braking, and even intersection collision prevention. It uses radar and a wide-view camera to monitor surroundings in real time, keeping you safe in almost every condition. The Civic isn't just smart, it's safe. It has already scored 5 stars in both NHTSA and Euro NCAP safety tests. The chassis rigidity and new energy-absorbing front frame mean it not only protects you, it protects pedestrians too. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate what makes this Civic different from its competitors. When you compare it to the Toyota Corolla, the Civic feels livelier, more engaging, and better built inside. Against the Hyundai Elantra, it feels more mature, refined, and less flashy. Against Mazda 3, it delivers slightly more practicality and fuel economy. And when you look at tech, it matches cars like the Volkswagen Jetta or even entry-level Audi A3s in infotainment quality. It's also worth noting that the Civic's resale value and reliability reputation remain unmatched. That's a huge plus for long-term ownership. Maintenance is simple, parts are easily available, and Honda's hybrid system is engineered for longevity. The handling balance, that's where the Civic truly beats the rest. Where the Corolla feels too soft and the Elantra too artificial, the Civic finds the perfect middle ground. It gives feedback, not fatigue. You can take it through twisty mountain roads, and it will reward you with grip and precision that most sedans in this class simply can't match. In city traffic, it glides effortlessly on EV mode, up to low speeds. You'll notice how smoothly it transitions between electric and petrol. Honda engineers deserve real credit here. The braking system is regenerative, yet feels natural, not spongy. Every pedal input feels intentional. And speaking of tech, let's talk about its brain. The new AI-enhanced infotainment system learns your behavior, your routes, your driving style, your favorite stations. After a week, it starts suggesting routes before you even set navigation. The system can even communicate with Honda's smartphone app to precondition the cabin before you step inside on a cold morning. The lighting system is fully adaptive. Headlights adjust automatically based on speed and oncoming traffic, while taillights use LED sequencing for better visibility. Even small details like the auto-folding mirrors and rain-sensing wipers show how refined this car is. Underneath all that sophistication lies one very old-school Honda value: mechanical excellence. The steering ratio, pedal feel, and chassis tuning have been dialed in by people who love driving. And that's something you can feel the moment you sit behind the wheel. And now let's get into a bit of perspective. Why does the 2026 Civic matter so much? Because in a world dominated by SUVs, it reminds us that a sedan can still be exciting, practical, and efficient. It bridges the gap between old-school driving pleasure and futuristic technology. It shows that evolution doesn't always mean bigger, sometimes it just means better. And if you're wondering about the top speed, it's electronically limited to around 220 kilometers per hour. while maintaining incredible stability thanks to aerodynamic balance. The braking system, ventilated discs with ABS and electronic brake distribution, ensures confident stops even from high speeds. So now the real question: how does it stack up against its rivals when all is said and done? The Civic doesn't just compete, it dominates in multiple areas. It's quicker than a Corolla hybrid, more refined than an Elantra, more engaging than a Mazda 3, and more reliable than most European compact sedans. It offers the driving pleasure of a premium car at the price of a family sedan. And that's what makes it truly special. But let's end with something fun, a quick Q&A, because that's what many viewers are asking. Is the new Civic worth upgrading from the previous generation? Absolutely. The refinement, hybrid system, and cabin quality alone make it feel like a class above. Is it powerful enough for highway fun? Especially the 1.5 turbo variant. It delivers instant response and confident overtaking. Is it good for families? 100%. It's safe, spacious, comfortable, and super efficient. And finally, can it compete with electric cars? For now, yes. It blends hybrid efficiency with real driving emotion, something many EVs still lack. So, is the 2026 Honda Civic just another sedan? Or is it the ultimate balance between technology, comfort, and thrill? You decide. One thing's for sure, Honda didn't just update a car, it evolved an icon. The Civic remains what it has always been: reliable, smart, and built for people who love driving. Only now it's better than ever before. If you enjoyed this review, hit that subscribe button, because here at DriveSphere, we don't just review cars, we explore the technology that drives the future. So tell me, is the new Civic the best sedan of 2026? Drop your thoughts below. Until next time, stay curious, drive safe, and keep your passion alive. Do you ever look at a car and just stop for a second? Not because it's exotic, not because it's loud, but because it just looks right? That's exactly what happens when you see the 2026 Hyundai Sonata glide by. It's the kind of car that makes you ask yourself, wait, that's a Hyundai? Because this, my friends, is not just a sedan. It's Hyundai stepping up and saying, we can do luxury, we can do style, and we can do it better than anyone expects. From the moment it rolls up, the 2026 Sonata commands attention. The sleek LED light bar stretches across the front like a single brush stroke of light. It's aggressive, futuristic, and elegant, all in one frame. The front grille blends seamlessly with the headlights, giving the car a wide, confident stance that's more Audi or BMW than anything you'd expect from a traditional mid-size sedan. In the design language, it's something special. Hyundai calls it parametric dynamics, but let's be honest, it's just stunning. The sculpted sides catch the light beautifully, especially in Portofino Gray or Ultimate Red. The rear, with that continuous LED strip and Sonata lettering stretched wide across the trunk, gives it an unmistakable signature. You know instantly what it is, even from a distance. Now here's a question. Do looks really matter if the car doesn't deliver behind the wheel? Well, that's where things get interesting. Because the 2026 Sonata doesn't just rely on looks, it's built to perform. You can feel it the moment you press start, and the digital cluster comes alive. The base models get a refined 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine, pushing around 191 horsepower, smooth, balanced, and quiet. But if you want real excitement, the N-Line version steps up the game with a 2.5-liter turbocharged engine, pushing 290 horsepower and 301 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60? Just about 5.3 seconds. For a front-wheel drive sedan, that's impressive. Compare that to the Camry TRD's 301 horsepower V6. Sure, the Toyota might sound louder, but the Sonata's turbo setup gives you a much broader torque curve. It pulls cleanly through every gear, and the 8-speed dual-clutch transmission responds like it's reading your mind. The shifts are crisp, fast, and completely drama-free. In daily driving, it feels refined. On a twisty road, it feels alive. But here's where Hyundai really wins hearts: the interior. Step inside, and it doesn't feel like a 30K sedan. It feels like you've just walked into a luxury lounge. The dashboard stretches wide, wrapped in soft-touch materials, with a dual-curved display that merges the digital gauge cluster and infotainment screen into one clean panoramic layout. It's futuristic, but not overwhelming. Everything is where it should be, elegant, minimal, and precise. The steering wheel design is clean and compact, with premium leather wrapping and well-placed controls. The gear selector has been replaced with a sleek rotary dial that adds to the minimalist vibe. The center console feels sculpted, not cluttered. Even the ambient lighting, which flows across the dashboard and doors, gives the cabin a calming, yet high-tech glow, especially at night. The seats, they're a story of their own. Soft Napa leather, ventilated and heated, perfectly contoured for long drives. Rear passengers? They're not forgotten either. Hyundai stretched the wheelbase just enough to give excellent legroom, and the rear seats also offer heating and armrest controls, something you don't see in most cars in this price range. You start noticing the attention to detail. The speaker grills have an intricate metallic design. The air vents blend so seamlessly, you barely see them. Even the door panels carry stitching and soft padding that feels German in execution. And when you close the door, that solid thunk sound, it tells you everything about the car's build quality. It's solid, not hollow. Refined, not flimsy. And technology. The Sonata is loaded. You get Hyundai's latest infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. A high-resolution head-up display, a 12-speaker Bose sound system, and even remote smart parking assist. Yes, you can move the car forward or backward using the key fob while standing outside. It's those little touches that make you realize Hyundai isn't chasing the competition anymore. It's outthinking them. Now you might ask, what about safety? Well, that's another area where the Sonata sets benchmarks. You get Hyundai Smart Sense as standard, lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, blind spot view monitor, and forward collision avoidance assist. There's also highway driving assist that practically lets the car steer itself on long drives. And the surround view monitor gives you a 360-degree bird's eye view, perfect for tight spots or city parking. Mileage. The non-turbo 2.5 engine gives around 32 miles per gallon combined, impressive for its size. The hybrid version, though, pushes it even further. 51 mpg city, 54 highway. Compare that to the Honda Accord hybrid or Toyota Camry hybrid. And the Sonata matches them while offering a design that's arguably more futuristic. Let's talk ride comfort. The suspension tuning is near perfect. Soft enough to absorb bumps, yet firm enough to stay composed on corners. It feels mature, quiet, and stable at highway speeds. Hyundai also added better sound insulation and laminated glass this year, so the cabin remains whisper quiet even on rough asphalt. You can tell this is a car that's been engineered not just for A to B, but for the experience in between. It's for the driver who appreciates silence, technology, and that subtle feeling of confidence every time they grip the wheel. Now let's bring in the rivals. The Toyota Camry? Still reliable, but its design feels conservative next to this Sonata. The Honda Accord? Excellent balance, but interior design isn't as daring or premium. The AK5? Stylish cousin, yes. But the Sonata feels more sophisticated, more grown up. And when you compare prices, the Sonata often undercuts all three, while offering features they make you pay extra for. The question arises, has Hyundai truly cracked the mid-size sedan formula? Let's find out. Imagine this. You walk up to your car in the evening. The Sonata senses the key in your pocket and automatically turns on the welcome lights. The LED strip glows across the front. Door handles illuminate softly and the cabin lights up like a private jet. You sit inside, close the door, and everything feels centered around you. The infotainment screen welcomes you with a smooth animation. The digital cluster displays a crisp graphic of the car. And even before you start driving, there's this sense of calm precision. That's what Hyundai's aiming for, emotional connection through design and detail. Start the engine, or press start rather, and the car comes alive quietly. No unnecessary drama. The acceleration is smooth, immediate, and confident. You can feel the balance between comfort and control. Push it into sport mode, and the character changes. Throttle sharpens, steering tightens, and the digital cluster glows red. Suddenly, this elegant sedan becomes a bit of a rebel. And yes, enthusiasts might say, it's front-wheel drive. How sporty can it be? Well, the N-Line begs to differ. It'll hold corners with surprising grip, and the steering gives real feedback, rare in this class. The balance is impressive, the stability excellent, and the braking is sharp. This isn't a car pretending to be sporty. It's a car that actually feels engineered for drivers who care. Inside, the experience just keeps building. The panoramic sunroof floods the cabin with light. The air purification system keeps things fresh. Even small touches like a wireless phone charger with cooling function show Hyundai thought about real-world use. There are USB-C ports for everyone, rear climate vents, and enough storage to keep the cabin clutter-free. Now someone might ask, if it's this good, why would anyone still go for the traditional choices? The answer is habit. People still associate Hyundai with economy, not luxury. But sit in this 2026 Sonata, drive it once, and you'll realize that image is long gone. This car feels premium in ways that genuinely surprise you. Let's talk durability, because beauty alone isn't enough. The Sonata's structure uses Hyundai's advanced high-strength steel platform, improving rigidity by 20%. That means better crash safety, less vibration, and sharper handling. Even the doors have reinforced beams and triple-sealed weather protection. This isn't just design for looks, it's engineering for longevity. And one thing you'll appreciate, maintenance costs stay reasonable. Hyundai's warranty remains one of the best in the industry. 10 years or 100,000 miles for the powertrain. That's confidence you don't get from Toyota or Honda. Now imagine taking it out on a long road trip, say Los Angeles to San Francisco. You'll realize how effortlessly it glides. The adaptive cruise control keeps pace, the lane centering keeps you steady, and the seats keep you fresh even after hours. Music through the Bose system fills the cabin with studio-level clarity, and when you stop for coffee, you catch yourself just turning around to look at it again, because it looks that good from every angle. Here's a small detail I love, the digital key. You can unlock, start, or share your car access using your smartphone. It's such a futuristic feature that even some luxury brands still haven't perfected it. And that's Hyundai in a nutshell, ahead of its time, quietly innovating while others are still playing catch-up. So, what's the real takeaway here? The 2026 Hyundai Sonata isn't trying to be a BMW 5 Series or a Mercedes E-Class. It's trying to redefine what a family sedan can feel like. Beautiful, strong, tech-filled, and confident without screaming for attention. It's mature, elegant, and genuinely enjoyable to live with. By the time you park it back in your driveway and step out, you'll probably look back once, maybe twice. Because that's what cars with character make you do. And in that moment, you realize something. This isn't the same Hyundai from a decade ago. This is a brand that's evolved. This is design meeting intelligence. This is the future of everyday luxury. So, if someone asks you, why the Sonata? You tell them, because it's not just about going somewhere. It's about how it makes you feel every time you get there. And that, right there, is what makes the 2026 Hyundai Sonata one of the most complete sedans of our time.